Kia ora, good evening. I just got back from taking Stu to my son, but oh my God, what a day it's been today. So I started working on the Soul Collector, on the storyline, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's going. And then I accidentally found a Native American historical grief story that's almost identical, but mine obviously is a twist. But it fell on my lap probably because I've been looking at First Nation stuff of Alaska and that, and because Canada's right next door, and they were a Vancouver, British Columbia First Nations tribe repatriating some children who had died at a school 100 years ago. And even though it's not identical to my story, I just thought it's so similar to what I was literally just writing. And I just keep getting these signs that I'm heading in the right direction. And now I'm so singularly focused on getting to Alaska that I miss it. I'm homesick. I feel homesick. It's like now that I've finally found everything that I've been looking for since I was 4, now that all the puzzle pieces fit together, now that everything's falling into place, I just want to hurry up and be there. And I'm probably getting a little bit impatient, but I've got all these ideas going through my head. Like, I've found the perfect office building to set everything up in while I'm building the school that, my crew can work out of. I've decided that, in line with the dream where Amber was showing me the map, I've decided that I want to open a store in Juneau. Kind of, because I found the story of the Tlingit people and Māori people. It's the story of their raven god and Tāne, who is the son of Papatūānuku and Ranganui. And the Tlingit people, they have a story, a mythology about my people. And it blew me away. And I'm like, oh my God. So then it got me thinking, because I was researching Juneau, I was researching Fairbanks, I was researching Anchorage, and I'll set up in Anchorage, but I've decided I'm going to open a store in Juneau, and I'm going to sell Indigenous stuff, I'm going to sell Māori stuff. It's going to be an Indigenous store, and I'm going to sell like my animal totem oils, and I'll sell like my amulets and jewellery and that, and I'm going to get my cousins to ship over like bone carvings and greenstones and flax kite and like flax bags, and I'm going to get my cousins and that to scout Māori carvings of like tikis and taniwhas, and which is the Māori version, they're our totems. We have tikis and taniwhas and all that we adorn our body and that we put on our pā and our maraes and all of that, and the gateways to our pās and maraes. Maraes are our meeting homes, and our pās are like our tribal houses. And we have our own version of totem poles, and they look very similar. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a store, and I'll sell like, my food and stuff like that, but I'm going to merge the Native American stuff of Alaska with the Māori stuff. And I think that if we can tell the story of the Raven and Tane and all of that, and promote the connection between the First Nations people of Alaska and like Anchorage and southeast Alaska with the Māori people, I think the tourists and that are coming off those cruises are just going to love it. And then because I've been watching a lot of videos about people who live off the grid as well, I've been taking it all in. And when I was dropping my stew off to my son, I said to him, I've been dabbling with the flavours, so let me know what you think about this one, because it's a new recipe I'm trying out. And he is like, as you know, he was my food business partner. Him and I were going to go into business for the food together, and Thomas and I, it was games, video games, and Gabriel and I, it was the food, because he's got an exquisite palate. And when it comes to stews, he's very particular, and he critiques me all the time. But I need it, because he said to me years ago, if we're going to do this with Supernatural Foods, if we're going to get a food range together, he said, don't be offended if I give you pointers. He said, it's just that I'm not going to let you put anything on the shelf that I wouldn't want to eat. And I said, no, that's fair enough. That's, I trust your expertise in that, because just that kid, when it comes to food, he knows what he's doing. He could absolutely be a food critic. I'm telling you now. So all my recipes and everything that I put on my shelves and that I sell has to meet his approval. We literally shook hands on it. We pinky squared. That's what he used to call a pinky swear, as a pinky square. And he said that he gets final say on what goes on the shelf. And I said, that's completely fine, because he takes after the Arab side. My Arab side of the family, they were all in, my dad's side, they were all in like the food and beverage industry, made millions from it. And he gets it from his Koro's side of the family. So I said to him, let me know what you think of this stew. I've kind of like dabbled with the recipe. And he said, your stews are, what did he say? Fit for cowboys, or the cowboy stews or something. And then it was just like ding, 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 ding. And I thought, I said to him, you got to let me know what you think, because I want to be able to sell them in the frozen food aisle. I want to be able to sell them, obviously, at my cafe and, at my pub and that, because my pub is just going to be very wholesome, hearty food. And now I know why my menu has been designed around wholesome, hearty food, because I was designing food for Alaskans and people travelling about Alaska. And I've been watching these videos of people doing big haul shops at Costco and that, because they live off the grid in Alaska. And I just thought, my frozen stews and that will be perfect for Alaska. And I said to my son, like, I want to be able to sell them in the frozen food aisle. And people will just be able to buy them, put them in their freezer, and they've got everything they need. And that, like full of protein, full of vitamins, full of minerals and vegetables and wholesome goodness, all organic, all clean, nothing dirty, no additives or anything like that, just pure, natural, wholesome, hearty stews. And the things that I'm good at is making bread, making stews and making soup. And I could even sell my soup frozen. And all you'd have to do is just bung it in the freezer. And for Alaskan winters and that would be absolutely perfect. So I'm going to open a store in Juneau. I'm going to open my stores, obviously, in Anchorage and that, and at my school. And then I said I'll open them across Canada and America as well. And then my son gave me some Halo research pertaining to the video I made this afternoon, and I've been studying, paying close attention to what these videos have been saying. And I'm telling you now, I know exactly what to do to fix Halo, to bring life back into the Halo series. I know exactly what to do. I've seen where they went wrong. I listened to what the videos were saying, and I read the comments, and it's like I found the glitch, and I know how to fix it. And I just keep thinking, come on, Lord, get rid of Trump and that so I can hurry up so that we can get there, because I reckon my son and I will be able to save Halo. I'm telling you now, I know exactly what to do to fix it. I know where they went wrong. And I was paying attention to what the comments and that were saying, and they were all saying the exact same thing. So I know what I'd do to fix it. I even came up with the start of a storyline. So it's been quite the day. I've been posting more than I wanted to, but I can't help it. Like, I've got to do what I've got to do. If it helps protect Great Britain, if it helps protect America, if it helps save my king, if it helps stop wars, if it helps get me justice, I've got to do it. But I am going to be posting less and less. Like, some days are going to be more active than others, but you just need to be prepared for the fact that I am slowly removing myself from YouTube and that, because I've got so much to write, I've got so much to do. And then I need to start, looking for investors and fighting for my boys and getting us out of here and getting my sister, and I've got so much to do. And I know it's coming, I can feel it. Like, I already feel like I'm halfway out the door. It already feels like I'm not here. Like I'm here in the physical, but not in the spiritual. Like, my spirit has already left the building. I'm already detaching from it all, because I'm so pinpoint focused on where we go from here. And all I keep thinking is, what do I have to do to get permission to make the next Halo? So, and I'd be on it like a car bonnet too. I've got everything planned. I know the hotels we'll stay in when we get to Anchorage. I've been checking out the flights. We can fly to Anchorage from Manchester with a stopover in Iceland, which would be cool because I've had a stopover in Iceland before. Maybe even spend a night there or something, I don't know, but it just depends. It's like, and it's real cheap too. It's not expensive at all. I mean, it's going to be a long flight, but no different to flying from here to New Zealand. I got the hotel sorted. I got the estate agent sorted. It's like it's all there ready to go. I just need liftoff. I just need my plane to take off. I've even been looking at houses to rent for me and my sister. I know where to get our furniture from. I know where to get our food groceries from. It's all sorted, and I didn't have that with any other place I was looking at. Nothing stuck. But it's sticking now. And I literally feel like it's like one knock at the door and it's all over. I can finally leave. One phone call, one email, and it's all over. I can finally leave. The money's in my bank. I can walk away from the UK after 26 years. take my boys to a new life where they get to live the life of their dreams. My sister gets to live the life of her dreams. We get to live under the Aurora Borealis. Everything's just falling into place so easy. I didn't have that with any other place I was looking at. No other country had everything falling into place so easy like that. That's how I know I've hit the nail on the head. And I just want to hurry up and get there. I'm longing for it. I'm yearning for it. I've been trying to find this place since I was 4 years old. And my grandmother's been helping me. And my animal totems have been helping me. It's funny how they say that Raven is trickster. Because to Māori people, they're the guardians of the spirit. They're like owl and cats and dogs. You know, they're like familiars. They are the guardians to your wairua, your spirit. You know, like Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Nevermore. So, yeah, it's been since yesterday, man, as I feel like my feet aren't even touching the ground. I was so mind-blown by what I uncovered by my son's suggestion yesterday that it's like I started levitating. I felt like I was levitating, like I was outside of myself, because it was so heady and like, woo! Because now I can't, it's like it's surreal to be saying all these things that you've been seeing and feeling for 50 years and everybody judging you for it and trying to label you because of it. And then all of a sudden your son suggests one thing and then it's like domino effect. Everything started falling into place, everything aligned, everything made sense. Everything landed in Alaska and made sense. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't crazy, everyone was just racist. I could be offended and say, how dare you judge me for being Indigenous, you racist pigs, but I just don't even want to deal with it anymore. I'm done fighting the system. I'm just quietly waiting until I get justice. I've done more than enough to prove my innocence. I've done more than enough to prove that I am exactly what I said I was. And it was through the closed-minded racist bigotry of everybody on the outside looking in who screwed up. And now they need to pay for it. Reparations are due. Because that's the only way they're ever going to get karmic balance, is if they correct the disturbance in the force. And I mean, people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all of that are, Rupert Lowen, that are suffering horrendously now because of it. Because karma is a curse. The curse of karmic consequences. That's what an utu is. The other thing is, my mountain high, I've changed the creature from a tetzel worm to an Indigenous. And the thing is, when I get to Alaska and I make my The Mystery Inside History shows, I'll be able to tell people exactly, I can't even pronounce it, what it is. It's in one of my posts. It starts with K. I can't pronounce it yet because I only discovered it a couple of hours ago. But I'm going to make that the subject of the Mountain High movie. And when I do my Mystery Inside History shows, I'll be able to tell you exactly what it is. But I'm not giving anything away until I make the show. So, yeah, so I've got a lot to do. So just, even though I posted a lot today, just prepare yourself for the fact that I will be posting less and less because I've got so much to do. And if I can get hold of being able to make the next Halo, I've got research to do as well. But I already know what I do. I want to sit and talk to my son about it. And I just think that him and I together, with help from my youngest as well, we would be able to save the game. Change the way people see it, bring it back to life. So yeah, plus I've got a lot to do. I've still got to finish off the Soul Collector, which is obviously a video game, a comic book. I have no plans to make it into a movie, but it's definitely going to be radio stories, like a radio series. That's the other thing. See, my radio stories, I think, are going to go down so well in Alaska. You know, people off grid tuning into the radio, those long winter nights. Our radio stories, the time jumping detective is going to be perfect to be made in Alaska and Canada and all that. It's like everything I was creating was perfect to be filmed in Alaska without even realising it. And all the stuff I was making, my food, my hearty, wholesome food, is perfect. And they do fish and chips there, which is awesome because I'm going to do fish and chips too. And like my circus burgers, and all my food is hearty, wholesome, healthy food, which is perfect for Alaska. It's like I was building everything for Alaska without even realising what I was doing. And my little baby boy came along and it's like he just turned my head and said, look this way, just look over this way. How about here? And as soon as I turned my gaze and looked, it was like, boom, bullseye. And I'm so at peace now, I don't even feel like I'm in my body. Like I feel like I'm floating on air. I feel like I'm levitating. Because I rose so high so fast. And all I can see are those beautiful snow-capped mountains and alpinist forests and the bears and the moose and the caribou and the Taku River, which in Māori means my river. I remember in my dream from October 2019, I ran across the river. That was my river, with my boys waiting on the other side, and it was my boy that sent me in that direction. The only thing is that I'd have no man with me. In the dream, I had a man with me, head of the eagle and the buffalo. They have buffalo there too. They're called wood buffalo. And they're beautiful. So I'm wondering whether head of the eagle, my husband in that dream, is maybe from my past life, because he's not anyone. I mean, I don't have anyone. So I think I've already run across the water. Anyway, I'm going to go. It's been quite a ride the last 48 hours. So I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and do some more Halo research, but I'm pretty sure I know where they went wrong and I know how to fix it. And if I can get the contract to make the next one, I think people are going to love us for it. And especially as well, because one of the first things I'd do once it was announced that we were making the next one, that QE2 was making the next Halo, I would do a Q&A and get the fans' feedback before anything else. Because I think that the one thing that games companies lack is respect for the gamer. They don't respect the gamer. And you have to listen to the consumer. If they're complaining, if there's things that they're bringing up over and over and over again and you don't listen, then you don't care about the gamer. You don't care about the people paying your wages and your ridiculously high unnecessary bonuses for the fact that it's always the artists and programmers that do all the work, especially the artists. Artists are treated so bad. Well, all my years I've been, a spectator in the gaming industry, I learned a lot. And I know exactly what I want my contracts to say, and I know exactly how I will treat my my staff, and my artists will be just as respected as my coders and programmers and all that, because it's always the artists that that bear the brunt of it. The artists are held accountable for the arrogance of management. And with me in charge, because I'm so morally ethical and all of that, everyone will be on an equal playing field. And no one in my management will think they're above the artists. Everybody knows that without the programmers and that, a game can't be done, but artists don't get the respect they deserve. Artists are the ones that pay the highest price when a game fails or when a game is behind schedule, but it's always because of the management. So I've learned a lot, and I know exactly how my games company is going to be. And I'm ready to go, man. Let's do this. So I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, put my feet up and do some more homework. I've got more homework to do. I still haven't finished with my Call of Duty homework that my son assigned me this morning, but I'm halfway through. So I'm going to go. I just wanted to let you know what I've been up to, and get ready for a big surprise in America and Great Britain, because everything's happening so fast. My teacher said everything would happen overnight, and if everything happens overnight, we're on a plane and heading out of here. It means that Donald Trump's on, like, he's nearly gone. If I'm nearly there, it means he's nearly gone, because I can't go there without him being gone. And he's on borrowed time now. He's on the sniff of an oily rag. And he knows it, and he's holding on for dear life just like Starmer did. He needs to just let go and fall into the abyss now, because the longer he holds on, the more legal trouble he's getting in, the bigger embarrassment he's making himself on the world stage, that it's just like you just kind of want to put him out of his misery for the sake of his own dignity, because he's lost. He has no dignity left. He's beyond embarrassing. And people are starting to distance themselves because of the fact that he's so embarrassing. That he's bringing embarrassment to them as well, because it's rubbing off. But my binding is working. Remember I did that binding the other day? Oh my God, it started working like within a few hours. So, yeah. I would like to be able to know that when I leave here, I've been able to save Great Britain and the King. But that's up to God. I can only do so much. But I've done my best, and you know that I've been banging the drum and blowing the whistle for over 2 years now. And there's only so much I can do because I'm one person, but I shall continue to keep fighting the good fight for Great Britain before I leave. But if that door opens tomorrow, I'm out. Just know that, because 26 years, man. I should have left in 2020. I had to stay like nearly 2019. I've been here 7 years longer than we wanted to be, thanks to my ex. So I've paid my dues. You got my lump of flesh. Let me go. I want to go home. I want to go to my head of the eagle. I want to find him because I know he's out there. Sometimes I have dreams about when I died in his arms, pregnant with our baby, getting the arrow shot through my shoulder that pierced my heart. That's where I realised I've got the scar on my shoulder. Remember when my ex stabbed me with the needle and I had to have surgery? It's exactly where the tip of the arrow came out. And the scars on my stomach, exactly where the baby had to be cut out of me before I died, up against that tree. But the one thing I remember in my dreams from when I died was seeing his face and the sun behind him. Seeing the bright sun and the blue sky, and seeing his face with his beautiful long black hair and those big gorgeous brown eyes. And how strong he was for the sake of the baby. And then I died, and then I woke up as me, and I've been trying to get back to him ever since. But every time I see him, all I see is the sun and the blue sky and his face with his long black hair. And sometimes it's like I feel like in my dreams, if I reach out and touch him, I'd feel him in the physical. And he's the only person that made me feel safe, and I've been trying to get to him since I was 4. And the universe has been helping me find my way back to him, including the raven, which was the first totem I had as a child. So, he's out there, and I know he'll feel me too, because we've been separated by like 1,000 years, and my man on the horse. And I think I'll find my horse again too. So, I was killed because they didn't want us being together. We were from 2 completely different tribes. I was seen as an outsider. Yeah, so, and then all I know is that after I died, he took our baby and walked away. Like he distanced himself and started again somewhere else. But I only know this because I've been having the same dreams over and over and over and over and over again, that it's ingrained in my head. These dreams of him and I sitting in the meadow with the long grass. And remember I was talking about how when we were sitting in the meadow, up the long road, all the First Nations people were walking into the white church, and the eagle was so big in the sky that you couldn't see the sky. I found out with the Tlingit people in that region, because they were invaded by Russia, a lot of them became Russian Orthodox, and a lot of the churches there are Russian Orthodox churches. So the church I've been seeing since I think I started having the dreams about the giant eagle and the church and that, with the big tree out the front, since I was about 13 or 14. It was about Alaska, and the church I was seeing was a Russian Orthodox one. I've done drawings, I've got pictures of that church that I put up, and I'm like, it's like the church that my parents got married in. Just a little white simple chapel thing. With the stained glass windows and the bell and all the First Nations people walking into it and all the headstones out the front. And everything was white. I know those dreams, like it's ingrained into my memory, because I've dreamt them over and over and over and over again, because it's like I wasn't allowed to forget it so that I would know what it was when I found it. And I know he's out there. And I know he'll find me. And I know that when our eyes meet, when we meet, when our souls connect, it's going to feel like we were never apart. We're going to feel so familiar to each other. So, him and his horse. Anyway, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. I shall speak to you later. He might not look like that now. I don't know what he's going to look like now, but I know that's what I'm going to see when I look at him. Because we've had at least 1,000 years of being apart. Just like Papatūānuku and Ranganui. So, have a beautiful evening. And if my head of the eagle is out there, come find me, please. Bring me home. I'm ready to fly home. Catch me when I land. Mwah.